it's a great pleasure to have Poom Prommachart here with us at the University of Hong Kong. Welcome, Poom. It's great to have you here.
You're welcome, Prof. Chua.
We have a very exciting project, something that we devised last year. But look at this. A new commission by the great composer Carl Vine, an Australian composer, Fantasia Divina. Maybe you can talk a little bit about this piece in a moment, but before we do that, we should talk a little bit about you. So, I gather that you're very much connected with royalty.
It just happened that I was under the royal patronage of King Rama IX's sister.
Well, that's very cool.
Yeah, which is Her Royal Highness Princess Galyani.
In Thailand.
In Thailand, and story is quite interesting because I never come from a strong piano background of technical ability or training. I start to play piano almost age of 11 already.
That's quite late, 11.
It's quite late, but I was so passionate. I feel, I don't know why, but when I start to play the piano, I just feel this is my life and no one can stop me. And you believe or not, nobody in the family trusts that I can play the piano. Because I was very disorganized, I was very naughty, I was, all kind of things that one person cannot play the piano. Then when I started to play, my piano teacher said to my mother, no, this boy has a very big talent. Then within just 2-3 years, 4 years, I finished my FTCL.
No, really?
Yes.
That was fast.
From Trinity.
But how did the princess find you?
This is an interesting story. Because I passed my examination, right? And then my piano professors, actually he became my foster father because my father passed away and he adopted me because I born in a very poor family. So he adopted me and he teach me for free for over 5 years and very strict. And every single day, I almost have lesson every day. Okay. To be honest, just to catch up the technical, especially Czerny, classical, Haydn, Mozart, this kind of thing, right? Then he said, okay, you did very well. So I want to award you, and I know what you liked. Then I said, what? And then he said, I will organize you a debut recital. I remember exactly what I played for that recital when I was 14. So you imagine the journey is very short. It's 10 years old to 14. And after that, I played Greek concerto and sang song concerto. So it's a big program for a young boy, right? So the first recital, I still remember I played Mozart A minor sonata, Debussy Polo piano, few Liszt etude, including La Campanella, Andantes Pianato.
Oh, just easy pieces then.
Easy pieces, exactly. And second sonata Chopin.
Wow.
And the following recital I play Divina Fantasy, Appassionata, all kind of repertoire. Then the princess saw me on the newspaper because last time there was no social media, not even, people don't even watch the TV, right? So people read newspaper on Bangkok Post. Then she asked her secretary to call the number. And it's just unfortunate that it was my foster father music school number. So then they call. Okay, they call. Then they say, this is a secretary from Princess Galyani. And then my foster father just got shocked, immediately. And they just say, oh, she's coming to this boy recital. After I finished the first half, after I finished the Mozart sonata and Polo piano, then she asked me to come to meet at the VIP room. And she said, oh, you sound very different. You sound very mature. And at that time, I have no idea whether, she actually was a friend of Mata Agrish and Evgeny Kissin and Kissin teachers. She know all kind of people. She's been to Verbier Festival. She was born in London and educated in Switzerland. So I was very privileged. Then after that concert, then she gave me a really kind heart to let me follow her every single concert.
Oh my goodness.
So I actually follow every single concert that she goes. I went to Mata Agrish Festival in Beppu.
So you met Martha Agrish?
Yes, I met Martha Agrish.
And Evgeny Kissin?
Evgeny Kissin, a lot of great artists and teachers. It was a great experience to be at the Verbier Festival at a very, very young age and listen all kind of great artists and Maisky, Joshua Bell, For Thai people back in 2004, 2005, this is impossible because to travel overseas is very expensive. So my dream has come true. And then she told me, she said, Poom, I don't have any money, to really sponsor you. You have to find the money. It's very, that's why I'm quite a strong person because I did not come from a spoiling culture, which, these days when I teach piano, I'm quite surprised. how students could not take the difficulty. But during that time, she was a very demanding person, but every time I touch the piano, every single day that I play the piano, I think about her. I think about the way that she was teaching me, and she always told me, Poom, please don't be a pianist. Please be a very valuable person, be successful people. Because if you're dreaming too much, life isn't a dream. You cannot always just play piano. You must know how to teach, you must know how to do publication. Because she was a university professor of a literature, French literature, and her degree was in chemistry. So the way I grew up is a bit different, and my foster father is also a professor in a business school.
And now you're a professor too, in Malaysia.
In Malaysia, yeah. So I'm quite disciplined, and I will think differently. So there is always a room for us to embrace ourselves. And by the way, this brooch, this diamond brooch, is also her symbolic.
It's from the princess?
From the princess.
Ah, no wonder.
So she just asked her secretary to give it to me if I really graduate master with distinction. So that everything there is a storyline. So I really believe that what happened with me, with Carl or with you, she's looking at me.
Oh, amazing. There. Of course, we met in a hotel lobby.
Yes.
Yeah, just once in Hong Kong.
And I was wearing a cartoon shirt.
Yes, you were wearing a cartoon shirt. And we just started talking about all kinds of things, religion, and then about Carl Vine. And then we hatched this crazy idea that we would commission Carl Vine to write what we call the Divine Fantasy for some reason.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I really think it's a great idea, and this composer really understands my heart. I don't talk to him so much my private life, even about the princess, he doesn't know so much, but he accessed through me, and he's a wonderful mentor, because as a pianist, we are very emotional, and we express everything through intuition, which can be very dangerous when you get older. At a very young age, you can play whatever it is. Everyone called me like child prodigy, just start to play the piano for a few years and can play sang-song second concerto. But then when I grew up, it's not the same. I'm not a child prodigy anymore. Then when I met Carl at Sydney International Piano Competition, when I entered semi-final, then he said to me, you got to be very disciplined with yourself. And he's a kind of a mentor that put me what I have to do with a score. That you need to be able to express the music with all kind of things that has been written, not what you feel, So it's very interesting that, this piece come alive to me.
And you also wrote a dissertation on Carl Vine.
Yes.
So you know Carl Vine very well, both personally and also intellectually.
He gave me a very hard time, but in a good hard time, because I went to University of Montreal, and then I did dissertation on Carl Vine. And he said, Poom, it will be very nice to have a dissertation that every single information is correct about me.
Because that's what composers want.
Yeah, because
tell the truth about me, let me tell you.
When I studied in London, I did play Sonata No. 1, I did play, his Toccatissimo, but the problem is that a lot of people interpreted and tell me different things. That time I did not know Carl. I met him when I was 19. And he was absolutely awful to me in the master class.
Oh, okay.
Like he just said, this is awful, okay? And we did not meet almost 7 years. In Sydney, he cannot remember me.
Oh.
And he was very...
This was a competition?
Yes, and then he was very impressed with my performance. And he put it on the website, the best performance in the world of that piece is me. So it was...
What piece was that you were playing?
Toccatissimo.
Okay.
So I said, Carl, you don't remember me? He said, I don't remember. But I treat this as something that is very special story. It's good that composers don't remember you. It means that you play very, very different. They don't have to remember your past, So that's how the story come through, and then it go to this piece.
I know. So, you're the kind of perfect person to interpret this piece, right? Because we wanted to write, to commission Carl Vine to write sort of new music for the 21st century for the piano repertory, and we're hoping that this piece will become standard.
I tell you, since I was a crazy kid, to be honest. A lot of kids will love Chopin Fantasia Impromptu, Schubert Impromptu No. 2, Turkish March Mozart. I love Carl Vine Sonata No. 1. because there was a Van Cliburn competition in 2025 and one of Korean pianist Joyce Young, she played. And I bought a CD and I would keep on listening like 100 times. Even my foster father doesn't understand why am I so crazy about this music. I say, I'm crazy about it, I must play. And then when I have a look at the score, oh, I just have to close because it's just impossible. But he has been a composer in my heart for a very, very long time. I cannot explain why. And partly I participated in Sydney International Piano Competition because I saw his name. Because I wanted to have a chance, to eliminate everything he told me that was terrible. So I did every single thing from that master class in London, and then I played it again.
Wow. Now he's written this piece for you.
Absolutely.
And it's very difficult.
It's very, very difficult.
Is it harder than the toccata and the sonata?
Yes.
It's really difficult.
It's very difficult. And this kind of music, you have to be above difficulty. You have to be able to understand the logic of the music until the point that you are able to express your soul. But you cannot express yourself with your personality before you know the score. That's what Count really doesn't like. So he would like the pianist to really understand the music. Then you put your personality on it. That was very, very difficult about this bit. And the harmony is completely genius. But it's very difficult to memorize and to get into the finger.
Can you memorize it now?
Let me try. Even the beginning. Who's gonna write this harmony? And then it's in 5/8, and then it's another rhythm, and then another passive harmony. Like for example, Rachmaninoff Concerto No. 3, right? It needs a lot of work. But Count Vine, Divina Fantasy is not really about the work, but it's the brain. You need to really be, you cannot just be a musician, you have to be a little bit like mathematic and think in terms of the science that, how the music relates. And it's sorry to say, it's a really, really useful for my own publication. Because I really believe that Count Vine music can contribute for youngsters, and it has not been done so much.
For youngsters, it's very difficult music for youngsters.
I mean, the Sonata No. 1, this. What is different between this and Chopin, the Sonata No. 4, the last movement? It's all unisons. But why you can value Sonata No. 2 of Chopin and you cannot value Count Vine, right? If you really practice, I improved so much, because of this music, and then I could do Rachmaninoff Concerto easier than what it should be, So I think this composer must enter in the piano laboratory of education.
If you play Carl Vine, you play everything else better. That's the idea.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. He did write in the dedication, because he obviously wrote the piece for you, that when he thinks of a divine fantasy, he doesn't think of divine as in that's really pleasant, but divine as in something supernatural and also superhuman.
Absolutely.
So he's actually thinking of superhuman sounds and a superhuman Poom kind of playing, because he wants it to sound as if there's more than one person playing, there's more than one instrument. So this is a piece with like multi-layers.
Absolutely, because people play. I remember that I had a master class with one of the great pianists, Sarah David Bushner, and she was preparing me for competition in Canada. And she said, Poom, when you play Count Vine, right, one problem that you might face is it's so loud. And people play it so loud. How do you make it interesting? Then I started to talk to her, orchestra, you go and listen to the symphony. Then you can know. Then she said, that's what I want. Count Vine music doesn't go like tat. Even though it doesn't go like so metronomic, you have to make the metronome become so organic and become so beautiful. That is the challenge about it, really.
And this piece is, of course, being a fantasy, is something that is very organic because it's not a kind of form, because it's like, the fantasy is like, your imagination, right? You're allowed to do all kinds of non-generic things.
Absolutely.
And of course, it's not loud at the beginning anyway. It's pretty like pianissimo.
Absolutely, until appassionato come then,
yes.
But it is sorry that I have to really mention that this is my most favorite of this passage, So powerful. It's just, of course, he wouldn't like me to say, but it's reminding me of Scriabin. And then I told him, Carl, it's like a Scriabin. And he said, I'm not Scriabin.
He said he did not acknowledge Scriabin.
He said no, So, but all of this thing, right? I found it's like such a good experience to learn. It's like I feel like if I have a chance to play for Chopin or for Beethoven, because he is as great as those.
Wow, that's
and
quite a statement.
Carl, one thing that I have to mention to everyone is he's one of the sweetest person on earth. He never ever charged me even $1 for the lesson.
Wow.
He will just so dedicated, and I love the comment, especially to be honest with you, I will never graduate doctorate without him, because he was a very, very good supervisor. Even though he want to change all the words I write, even though he was, but that's how it is. We have to be brutal for the thesis. I'm very brutal to my student for research too, because that's what I learned so much from him. And if I ever send him a recording, he will come up with the email, every single bar he will comment.
Well, that's very useful.
Yes, but then the comment, right, I'm sorry, that's a very, very good thing for the next generation to know those letters. Like Chopin has the letter to Liszt,
So the emails to Poom become the archival sources in our libraries.
Exactly. So my dissertation also a lot of interview about him. Like I wanted more organic sort of what is happening in the real form, originally from the composer, not from the bibliography that I find about him, because it's not, sorry to say, not many good books about him.
Well, not yet.
Not yet, but I hope to write it.
Yeah, that'd be great. So what other works does this fantasy remind you of? Because, of course, you have Scriabin in your ear. Are there other things that come to your ear as you learn this new piece?
He acknowledged very much of Debussy.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, I could hear a lot of Debussy.
And I'm sure that everybody knows this. I mean, I love Debussy, I'm crazy about him. And I'm sure everybody knows about this image. Because one thing when we play Carl, maybe if I play Schumann, I love Schumann. For example, if I play but Schumann or Chopin is telling me what they feel. It's like, okay, tell me, okay, please, this is what I want. I love Cara. But Carl is very similar to Debussy, that he just leaves you with the piano. He just leaves you, whatever you feel, it's just a sonority. This is the whole harmony, and it's not Russian. It's just. And I found it's incredibly beautiful in the Divina Fantasy. I mean, this kind
that almost sounds like Debussy.
Exactly.
So that kind of piano texture
Yes.
is very much part of this sound world.
Yes, and you have to understand that Count always told me this story is very funny. You know, there is one pianist I absolutely adore, is Sergei Babayan. Okay, and I also talked to Count. He thinks that the Sonata No. 1 by Sergei Babayan is the best ever because Babayan was very fast, you know, over tempo, but
His interpretation of Carl's.
but it's very, very organic.
Right.
The way he played the Sonata No. 1 is when he starts the beginning through the end is one phrase. It doesn't stop. It doesn't. This is very dangerous about Count. People play, especially in competition, people interpreted Count Vine music like romantic. It shouldn't be the way. But then the problem is because of amazing recording by Sergei Babayan, the sonata is getting shorter.
Because he's playing so fast.
Because he's playing so fast. Because originally it's supposed to be just. Because Count has a very solid background of dance, and he's adore Bartok.
Right.
Okay, that's why I wanted to also mention about Nikolai Medtner. Because Nikolai Medtner, Tchaikovsky, you know, Tchaikovsky Symphony No. 6, they don't write waltz in 3/4. They write in, you know, 5/8, and I found it's really, really beautiful. And then the way Count interpreted, like a lot of times, is so similar to all these things. So that's what
you can hear a lot of dance rhythms.
Yes,
that really is a
absolutely.
Medtner. Does Carl think he's a Medtner influenced composer?
Hopefully he will acknowledge that, you know. But he knows that I love Medtner very much. A lot of pianists play the music really brilliant of Count music, but it becomes so fast that it sort of lose the element of dance, you know. And there was a beautiful choreograph of dance with his sonata, but it cannot be so fast because if it's so fast, then we cannot dance.
Right, that's true. Yeah. But there's not a lot of dance in this piece, or do you think there's quite a lot of dance in this Fantasia?
I think there is an influential anywhere that, you know, he wrote the music because of the rhythm. And articulation, he always put sensor pedal. Okay, so it's very well articulated, and he loved fifth finger.
Well, he loves what?
Okay. In Russian music, we have all. We don't play, even Tchaikovsky, we don't play. We have to voice the
fifth finger, yes,
the
I see
fifth
what you
finger.
mean, yes.
So when I play his sonata, he loved the fifth finger. honest, he loved Russian pianists very much. And I think this sort of influential of Medner Rachmaninoff it's just combined into him.
Right, this has strong melodic elements.
Very,
very strong.
Very.
Lots of arabesques, as
Absolutely.
it were. And then lots of beautiful lines.
Absolutely.
It's a very lyrical fantasy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you have a favorite passage or passage that you think just captures this piece?
Yes, but many people might think that I am very strange. I really love this sort of chorale. And I love this harmony.
Well, bell-like sound.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Well, that's very Debussyan as well.
Yeah, because
yes.
it's captures your spirit, and I would like also students to learn that being a virtuoso pianist is not enough. You must have more. And if you look at all greatest pianists in the world, they are not just virtuoso. If you look at it carefully, nobody talk about technique. Okay, everyone wants something, and everybody makes mistake. I never hear any concert that there is no mistake.
But it's more exciting than mistakes. Nobody is a CD.
Yes, I remember I attended one concert. This is also the pianist that I really love. The pianist played Schumann concerto, and obviously there was a stop because the pianist couldn't remember. Then the pianist start again from the beginning, and then the last one was genius. And everybody was stood up. It was so amazing. And I think it's because of the mistake. Then the excitement was even more. So, yeah, so all of these things, and I don't trust so much of piano competition. So all of this valuable experience from the Princess Galyani until Calvine is really a big journey. One day I want to write a book about it.
Oh, right. So when you premiere this new work in October 2025, there might be more fantasies, because it seems that Calvine, being a very generous person, has decided, you know what, I want to write even more.
I mean, a very, very funny story, because he sent me a score and I thought, oh gosh, it's so difficult, right? And Prof, you are full-time professors in Hong Kong University. You know how busy it is for us.
Oh, I'm always very busy.
Yeah, very, very
Mostly
busy.
interviewing people. Yeah.
And also my life is full of administration and academics and course learning outcome, program learning outcome.
No, let's not talk about that. Yeah.
So to be honest, I did not have time to learn. I did not have time to practice. Most recent concert, I play a recital, 4 ballad plus Schubert Fantasy, Wagner Fantasy. Can you believe or not that I actually practiced like few days before?
Really?
Really.
That's a hard piece to wonder.
Because it was the end of the semester, and how busy it is with all the course file, marking, rubrics and everything. So I did not practice so much. I really play from ears. Then I did not learn this. And then I gave another recital, and oh gosh, it's October already. Next month I'm going to Hong Kong in November. I cannot come here, and I don't know how to play. Then I was learning. You know what time I learned? Midnight until maybe 3 a.m.
I'm glad you learned it.
Yes.
Otherwise we'd have no video.
So I record the whole piece and then send to Carl. He come back with maybe 3 pages of comments.
Of course.
And it was amazing. I mean, I really written down every single comment. Then I sent him back another video, and he was impressed how I progressed. Then he said, Poom, I think this should be like a set fantasy. I do it for you. And I was so touched by him. So that's how all the story
So there'll be
comes.
3 in this set?
Yes.
Yeah, that's exciting. Oh, I hope it happens, because that means we'll have a very big Calvine program.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, 3 new works.
Absolutely.
Fantastic, amazing. Well, you've been fantastic. Thank you so much for
Thank
talking
you so
to me
much,
about all this.
Prof.
It's
Chua.
really exciting, and we all look forward to this concert.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.